Welcome to the Rundown, everybody. Victor Chi on the end, Justin Moser in the middle, Jason Rubin on the other end. The NFL is almost here. We had some recent news regards to the Hall of Fame game. Preseason starts up. College football's back. Thank God. Huge baseball fan, but we need football, and once September rolls around, it gets serious. Now, since the end of football, not the end-all, be-all of football, but since the Patriots and the Seahawks battled it out in a great Super Bowl, and today, the San Francisco 49ers have gone through what I guess we can consider the most interesting, amazing, saddening off-season in maybe any team's history. I have a list here. It would take me an hour to go through this, but we're just going to throw up a quick picture of everybody that has left, retired, been cut, been traded, was picked up by a different team since the end of 2014. I mean, Aldon Smith stands out because, again, for the third time, unfortunately, arrested for DUI, for suspicion of DUI, I should say, arrested for a hit and run, and let go from the team. Again, a little bit more on that later from Jim Tomsula, the coach. But Harbaugh off to Michigan, a lot of guys retiring. It seemed like anybody who was afraid for their health decided, oh, I'm a 49er too. I got to get the fuck out of here.
Hey, that's why you got to give Glenn Coffey credit, because he quit 3 years ago or 4 years ago, before it was trendy to bail out on the Niners. So in some ways, he was actually way ahead of the game, that he maybe saw this coming. Not even see it coming, but he's kind of funny.
It would have been legendary if in a press conference he's like, oh, they'll follow.
Yeah.
You just wait.
Yeah.
They will all follow. Somebody on Reddit, and I think we have the thread. This was in regards to the team, basically, have we ever seen an offseason this bad? Good Lord. That's a solid base for an expansion team if you count out injury legal problems. And that guy's right. That's a strong team. I admire half-glass-full mentality, easy to half-fill a glass after it has been smashed to pieces on the floor. Where did you take physics? Well, your mom taught me. Of course, the your mom jokes just don't get old.
He got gold for that one, too.
He did. He got Reddit. Oh, I've never gotten Reddit gold. Ever. Twice?
Yeah.
Vic?
I was just impressed with the expansion team reference, because there's some expansion teams. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. Carolina may have gone like 7-9 or something as an expansion team. If the Niners go 7-9, I think they will have way exceeded expectations this season.
Well, at first I was trying to figure out what team is better, the injury legal problem team, or like left for free agents, or the team they have now. Although when they see that's like the players they did sign real quick, Torrey Smith, Reggie Bush, Darnell Dockett, Jerome Simpson, they got some form of offense to go along with Colin Kaepernick, which isn't terrible. But again, the free agency, the loss of Frank Gore, Don Scuda, Mike Iaputo. But again, even weirder was the retirements. Patrick Willis, Chris Borland, and Bubba Ventrone, who average age of those guys combined is 26 and a half years old. Young guys retiring from the game. So real quick on Jim Tomsula, who, if you talk with Michael Shore, a good friend of ours on TYT Sports, or Ben Mankiewicz, he'll tell you that this is the most class act of a coach. You want this guy to do well. And when your owner is gone, and your PR guy is gone because, as I said, CEO Jed York, I should say, was in Canton, Ohio for the Charles Haley induction to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And Trent Balk, who's the general manager, was not available to the media. It all fell on this guy, this defensive line coach, who's now the head coach of the San Francisco 49ers. As he said, quote, usually we are on the injury report. This is all in regards to Aldon Smith. But I'll get into that in a second. I think you're all aware the San Francisco 49ers released Aldon Smith today. It's a sad day. This is a day that doesn't have anything to do with football, although he won't be playing football for the San Francisco 49ers. He will be supported and helped, and he will not have to walk this path alone. And we've seen this so many times that as we, media in general, are so quick to blame. Aldon Smith, oh, it's his third DUI. This guy's a scummy person. You got to get rid of him. Maybe some of these guys just need help, and it seems like Jim Tomsula is there to actually help them, which is really nice to see. But back to the main point here. What are your expectations, Justin, for the 49ers? What, like record-wise, what do you think they can go this year?
I think they might be like one of the 3 worst teams in the league. You know, as we've seen
really high
a lot, as we've seen in most recent years, defense wins championships, and they just lost. Patrick Willis at times was one of the best linebackers in all of football. Chris Borland, Wisconsin guy, he was going to be the future of that linebacking core. They lost Justin Smith, who was a longtime defensive end. I mean, Aldon Smith. Well, Justin Smith, their defensive end, also retired. Also retired. Aldon Smith.
You're right.
I mean, the list goes on and on. Frank Gore was their running back for so long, who yes was falling off, but was still a really big part of their team. I don't have any expectations.
So
for their
what
team.
we thinking over or under 4 wins?
I'm going to go with 4 wins.
Four
Push.
wins,
I'm gonna
exactly.
push.
We're pushing. Vic, expectations for the Niners?
Well, just to your point about how everybody talked about Tomsula being a great guy, class act, and people are rooting for him to do well. Management, ownership didn't do him any favors recently when it came out and made the Steve Kerr comparison, made the Warriors comparison.
Yeah.
It says, everybody jumped all over the Warriors because got rid of Mark Jackson because he got him so far, and they brought in Steve Kerr, and here they are. They're the NBA champions. The implicit message
We're
there
gonna win the Super
is that,
Bowl.
hey, Jim Harbaugh was great. He got us into the playoffs and all this. He's gone out. Now we got a guy in here, and it's Jim Tomsula. And left unsaid is like, we're going to be fine. We're going to do what the Warriors did. And that is totally unfair to a guy who loses all these players, and you heap that expectation on him. That is, I mean, that's kind of throwing the coach under the bus.
I mean, I guess it's a little bit better than saying, like, look at the Knicks. You know, they got Derek Fisher, and they got the 4th pick in the draft. So that's what we're looking for, is the 4th pick in the draft. But obviously, management is not doing him any favors. You're 100% right on that by making the NBA champion Warriors comparison.
Yep.
And, I mean, if you look also at Steve Kerr's past, it's not like Jim Tomsula took the Phoenix Suns to the playoffs as a management member there.
Exactly.
So
He's winning rings with Phil
anybody.
Jackson and Greg Popovich. He has this pedigree of learning from masters of the game. And Jim Tomsula, he has a nice resume. It's not the same resume as Steve Kerr has at the NBA level.
Jim Tomsula's resume consists of like putting war paint on his face thanks to Jim Harbaugh and screaming at his defensive line until his head explodes. But in general, yes, how much do class acts become great coaches? I don't have the numbers in front of me, but again, I think it's just easy to root for this guy. You know, football, of course, is always as interesting. It doesn't matter who's in it. It's one of the sports where I feel like even the smaller market teams, and the Niners are the complete opposite of a small market team. When they're in the running for it, it's still great to watch compared to other sports where you're like, I don't care that the bumblefuck Tunas are in the championship game. That's the team I made up, right? By the way, but
Really, I thought it was an Arena League team.
it's in the
CFL.
It's in the CFL. But yeah, so in terms of off seasons, though, Justin, as we were just talking before, you said there might have been an off season that was worse.
I don't actually think it was worse, but the most comparable offseason that I can think of in the NFL was when the Falcons lost Michael Vick to the dog controversy. I mean, he was the most dynamic player in the NFL at that time.
Yes.
Like, I was a huge fan of his. He was run. There was nobody who played like him. He started the whole like running quarterbacks trend, and then to lose him, and I think the next year they won. I think they won 4 games. So that was a really big hit in an offseason.
I think it's a really good point to make that because, no, by the sheer volume of players that have retired, left, traded from the 49ers, like, it's never going to happen. It's like 25 guys just gone, and some of it happened over the course of a week and a half. Then it started just trickling via, like, updates on my phone where it was...
peer pressure.
Right.
You know, everybody's caving in.
Patrick Willis did it. I got to do it, too.
I want to be one of the cool ex-49ers.
Right, right. Except if they do go win a championship, that would be one great way to be like, maybe you should have waited one more year. But in terms of the PR disaster, no, like I think that was worse. I mean, the dogfighting ring, terrible. That's not a guy where you're sitting there going like, he needs help. No. You fucked up. And I was a huge Michael Vick fan too, especially in Madden 2004.
Yep.
Vic, I know you must have played Madden 2004.
Can't help you.
Can't help me. Okay. Regardless, click on Vic or Justin to subscribe to the postgame. Click on myself to subscribe to TYT Sports. It's all we got for the Jim Tomsula. Doesn't it sound like that's his middle name? Jim Tom Sula. 3 different names. The Jim Tomsula era about to begin for the 49ers. NFL about to begin for real. Thank God it's back.
Jim Tom Pinch, go read the books.
I have no idea what that is. Is that an author?
Read the books.
Gonna go read the books. Leave all your thoughts in the comment section below. Is this the worst offseason you've ever seen? Click on everybody for everything. I don't know, you can click over here and over there and over there, and it will take you somewhere. We promise you for that. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, all the social media outlets. Check the description box for all the links.